Shalom. First off, give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yashai, Bashem Karkadash, the bonds to the apostles and the elders of the GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring the truth and sincerity, and the women and the children who follow. So, man, it's a lot of things going on in the news right now. I'm just going to go over a few of them, but if you've been paying attention, you see all the conflict that's happening in the land of Israel right now. You have the Palestinians, shooting rockets, and things are really getting serious over there. You have also the cyber attack that happened to the gasoline company here, which is shutting down much of the South and the East Coast. But that's not the only thing going on, so I wanted to kind of focus on some of the other things that aren't getting pushed right now. So this is from ABC13.com. It says, this is dated from today, Tuesday, May 11th. It says, so many shortages. List of major consumer goods affected by supply chain interruptions. It says chicken, lumber, microchips, gas, steel, metals, chlorine, and somehow ketchup packets. What do they all have in common? They're all nearly impossible to find. Shortages are popping up across the supply chain as this pandemic messes with shipping, demand, supply, and all other levers of the global economy. It says the fried chicken wars are putting a strain on the poultry population. I guess since Slocky. Since Popeyes came out with their chicken sandwich, now everybody got a chicken sandwich. Now we got a chicken famine. You can't make this stuff up. But since the fried chicken wars are putting a strain on the poultry population, major chains including KFC, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Wingstop are paying steep prices for chicken suppliers and are having trouble keeping up with demand because of difficulties attracting workers. The Wall Street Journal reported this this week, Slovakia. That's proven to be a problem for KFC. Its revamped chicken sandwich is selling twice as well as its predecessor and becoming too popular to meet demand. Interest in the product, along with the tight chicken supply, has made keeping pace with customers' orders the main challenge for KFC as it enters into the second quarter, according to the Yum CEO David Gibbs. Now, when Popeyes came out with that chicken sandwich, a year and a half ago, 2 years, we seen the demand, we seen the lines around the corner, we seen people flocking to it, so much that they had to discontinue it for a while and then bring it back. So if KFC is having problems, getting their chicken, imagine the grocery stores, all the different outlets that are looking for chicken. It's going to be a rise in price, and there's also going to be a famine of that particular item. It says some restaurants remove chicken tenders and Nashville hot flavored chicken items from menus at some restaurants because of limited supply. All right, so it says chlorine, which is a major cleanser. It says summer is around the corner, but anyone looking forward to a refreshing dip in the pool to cool off may be in for a big shock. A chlorine shortage may be a chlorine shortage may make it more difficult for pool owners to buy sanitizing tabs. Chlorine suppliers are running low due to a fire at a chemical plant in Louisiana last August that was damaged by Hurricane Laura. As a result, prices for tabs have skyrocketed. A quick look at Amazon shows that a 50-pound bucket of 3-inch chlorine tabs from the Swim brand now costs as much as $169.99, about double the normal cost. So think about all these people who, want to go swimming this summer. Everybody who lives in an apartment building that has a pool, or their building has a pool, or public pools, it's going to be harder to maintain all that this year. So the Lord is taking the mirth from this place as well, the joy, the folly. These are hard times that we're going to be coming on, and all this is happening concurrently, all at the same time. Computer chips. In the market for a new car, smartphone, or wash machine this year, a global shortage of computer chips could mean you have to wait a while and pay more. A growing number of manufacturers around the world are having trouble securing supplies of semiconductors, delaying the production and delivery of goods, and threatening to push up prices paid by customers. Now, if you ask me, and I speak as a man, the reason why they're short on these semiconductors, or whatever excuse they want to make, is because all that's going to the RFID chips. They're all going to this market of beasts what this man has planned. Because in order for them to chip every individual, even if you plan on killing billions, you're still going to need billions. And that market of beasts, that microchip, that's the number one ticket item. So they have to meet that quota in order to lock down the society completely. So they're not going to allow that shortage to happen to their supply of chips. Everything else can suffer, but you best believe they're not going to run short on the RFID chips. Let's jump down. And I'll leave a link in the description if y'all want to read the full article. It says, this is the gas. It says, means that people stuck at home for more than a year are expected to hit the road for a much needed post-pandemic vacation this summer. But good luck finding gas. It's not that there's a looming shortage of crude oil or gasoline. Rather, it's the tanker truck drivers needed to deliver the gas to the stations who are in short supply. So not only is that cyber attack that just occurred shortening the gas within the nation, also there's a shortage on truck drivers who are supplying the gas to the gas stations. It says between 20 and 25% of the tank trucks in the fleet are parked heading into the summer due to a paucity of qualified drivers, according to the National Tank Truck Carriers Industry Trade Group. Says we've been dealing with the driver shortage for a while, but the pandemic took that issue and metasized it, said Ryan Strebel, the executive vice president of the NTTC. It certainly has grown exponentially. Jump down real quick. It says the national average price of regular gas already stands at an average of $2.94, about $3, up 60% from a year ago when prices and demand were bottoming out. The national average could surpass $3 a gallon this summer and even get higher if any hurricanes hit the Gulf Coast or if there's any other disruptions to supply, such as a refinery fire or such as, the cyber attack. All right, it says ketchup. I ain't really worried too much about ketchup, but says the shortage of ketchup, specifically in packets that often come with your to-go order, started popping up around the country last summer, and the plot has thickened. How did this happen? It started with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention discouraging traditional dine-in service at restaurants and suggesting more pandemic-friendly options like delivery and takeout instead. Suddenly, restaurants coast to coast were packing up entrees, side dishes, and cold beverages for a steady string of people working from home, swirling past in their cars. Those customers expected condiments, so those traditional restaurants jumped into direct competition with fast food places, which also had to shut down their dining rooms and up their orders for ketchup packets. So that's pretty much what it's saying with that. Lumber, this is a big one. Lumber. As the pandemic crushed the U.S. economy last spring, sawmills shut down lumber production to brace for a housing slump. The slump never arrived, and now there isn't enough lumber to feed the red-hot housing market. The shortage delayed construction of badly needed new homes, complicating renovations of existing ones, and caused sticker shock for buyers in what was already a scorching market. Random Lift lumber futures hit a record high of $1,615 on Tuesday, a staggering sevenfold gain from the low in early April of 2020. That's a big deal because lumber is the most substantial product that home builders buy. So as you can see, everything is going into chaos. Everything is going inflated. It's inflation all over the market. And with all the extra money that they're pumping into this place, that hyperinflation, it's a short drive away. Metals. As countries switch to green energy, demand for copper, lithium, nickel, cobalt, and rare earth elements is soaring. But they are all vulnerable to price volatility and shortages. The International Energy Agency warned in a report published this week, because their supply chains are opaque, the quality, let's see what that word means. It says not transparent or translucent, impenetrable to light, not allowing the light to pass through, not transmitting radiation, sound, heat, not shining or bright, dark, dull, hard to understand, not clear or lucid, obscure. The problem will be, not clear. Okay. Where we at? So it says their supply chains are not clear. All right. The quality of available deposits is declining, and mining companies face stricter environmental and social standards. Limited access to known mineral deposits is another risk factor. 3 countries together control more than 75% of the global output of lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements. The Democratic Republic of Congo was responsible for 70% of the cobalt production in 2019. China produced 60% of the rare earth elements, while refining 50% to 70% of lithium and cobalt and nearly 90% of the rare earth elements. Australia is the other power. So they pretty much got a monopoly on this. And they're going to be able to charge whatever they want because that demand is still there. Let's see, steel. This is the final one. We get to some precepts. Steel is just the latest shortage to hit the U.S. economy as it recovers from a pandemic that scrambled supply chains and set off sharp shifts in demand. Much like lumber, the steel industry was caught off by the rampant recovery in demand that began last summer, especially in the auto industry. All of a sudden, people were buying lots of cars, and Tanner's, the Bank of America analyst, and it took time for America's aging steel mills to resume production they had sharply cut at the onset of the pandemic. So what they're saying is last year when everything got delayed and everybody went home, things were still moving. Things were getting sold. Say you had, for even numbers, let's say you had 100 of everything, 100 cars. You had 100 cars that you had made, and then you went home. Well, these 100 cars are still available, but let's say it takes a year to sell all these 100 cars. Well, after a few months, you're going to be getting low. You're going to have about 20, 30 cars left. If you don't start getting new cars in to replace those, soon you're not going to have any cars. And that's what all these industries are going through. That's what the steel, the lumber, all these industries are going to catch up. They're going through this because their readily available inventory is being sold, while the back stock hasn't been produced. So it's causing this famine, it's causing this shortage. But man, all this is just the beginning of sorrows. It's a lot more worse to come. So let's get this. Matthew 24, and starting at 6, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." We know like I said, I'm not covering it fully in this video, but man, it's a hotbed over there in Israel, man. I encourage everyone to do their research on that and look into it. We know that the least of the flock shall draw them out. We're running into some major prophecies now. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." All these industries that I just spoke about are different famines of those industries. So it's not a complete food famine. As of right now, there's still food available. As of right now. But these industries are going through their famines. They're going through, like I said, their available stock, their available inventory right now, that they're being cleared out. But as I said before, according to verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Habakkuk chapter 2, starting at verse 1, says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved." And that's what we're doing right now, man. We're on our watch. We're upon the tower. We're watching all this go on within the world, and we're the reporters. We're the we're on scene. You know, we're the reporters for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're the trumpet for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're the sword for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Being a man of the Lord is a do-it-all job. You got to be well-rounded. This is verse 2. It says, "And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." So everything is going to happen in its due season. It says at the end it shall speak and not lie. You're going to be able to clearly see it. We can clearly see how this place is going down. We can clearly see all the wars and the rumors of wars. The Lord has made it plain upon tables. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It may seem as if it's taking a while, taking a long time for all the prophecies to come to pass, or for salvation to come to the men of the Lord, the chosen of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the confusion of faith. But it said that it will surely come and it will not tarry. And it's worth the wait. And just when it seems as we've been waiting for so long, a day like today will come along. And there's war everywhere. Or there's been a cyber attack. Or it's a chicken shortage. Or whatever. By and by, this thing is happening. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. We know that this man, E, is not right. Alright. Not even really too much more to say about that. We know that this man is the devil. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. It compared this man to death, because everywhere he goes, he causes this chaos, he causes death, he is the destroyer. What did it say, that I've become the destroyer of worlds? Oppenheimer? It says he cannot be satisfied, but he gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what this man is definitely trying to do with this RFID chip. Like I said, I speak as a man, but probably the reason why there's a shortage in chips right now, because they're covering their back to make sure that they have enough to chip a global population. Verse 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Ibatya. Debt. Damn near 30 trillion in debt. With a lumber problem. with a steel problem, the metals problem, with the chicken problem, with the gas problem, with a ketchup problem. And still with a population asking and begging for more stimulus. That hyperinflation is right around the corner. It's coming near. And when it does, these people ain't ready. All hell's gonna break loose. I'm gonna end it with, nope, I got two more. Yeah, I'm gonna get this one first. Nope, we'll get this one. This is Isaiah 65. The points in 13, we're gonna read 12 with it. It says, therefore I will number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. This is a choice. You have a choice. I can't even say that, because if the Lord didn't choose you, then you was bound to drown from the jump. But the Most High gives that illusion of choice. He gives you the free will that when the prophets are prophesying week in, week out on the highways and the hedges, you don't pay them no attention. You just drive right by. Most people have Bibles in their home. Or if they ain't got a Bible, their mama got a Bible. Or if their mama ain't got a Bible, their grandmama got a Bible. Or they been to church. You have access to these words. You know, you should know better. You should know better. And if you knew better, you do better. But there's not going to be any excuse in that day. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord power. Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Because the Lord is going to take care of his elect. He's going to keep them fed in that day. In a day that never was before. When all these famines, when all the hyperinflation, the martial law, the persecution, when all that's going on, and the brave men bow themselves, the Lord is going to take care of his people. Why is that? Isaiah 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Because while we yet had liberty, we did what? We feared the Lord. We valued the wisdom and the knowledge. So we're going to have stability in those times. And we're going to be able to strengthen ourselves within that salvation. Lord willing, this was edifying. With that being said, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kadash, The honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring the truth and sincerity, and the women and the children who follow. Shalom.